Landmark days, short turnarounds, drastic moves. From game weeks 8 to 9, for plenty of fantasy managers out there, there's plenty on the line. But as always, some say it's a one-stop shop. For others, they're just waiting for your express service for yet another edition of the FPL Addicts podcast, this time being game week 9. And for the addicts in us, it's a deadline stream. And there's so much happening. European football is back. And for someone who's probably got a beautiful wardrobe behind him, and I'm really appreciative in him having the appearance this evening, it's a final hour left until we lock in our moves. And for some, they made their moves, albeit the probability percentages are not with him, let's say the least. But Reidy, good evening. Hello. Brought to you by Adidas.
Cheers, mate. Cheers. Good evening. How you doing, my man? Good to be back. Obviously, deadline today. Yeah, let's have it, eh?
It feels odd, doesn't it? Because there's so much football going on, which is pleasing to see. But in some situations, we probably don't have enough time as managers to take a reading on a lot of things that are going on. Because you saw the last game, West Ham, Brentford. You think, oh yeah, game week's done after the Sunday games, and you're like, oh, West Ham, Brentford, got to wait for one more match. And then before you know it, we've got a bump in the road, and that is being an early kickoff, which we've got to have to set our minds sorted a lot earlier than we probably would have liked.
Yeah. Well, I guess so. I don't mind the Friday deadline because I feel like the longer the week goes on and we're waiting for that Saturday deadline and we're like, it just drags a little bit. So, and listen, a bit of Friday night football and a bit of Monday night football, it's a blessing. I think the more football, the better. So, two teams who are struggling as well tonight, and let's see how that kind of ends up. But in terms of FPL, whether me and you have got any of those players from them teams is another story.
It's a debate in itself in terms of, for anyone that has players from such sides, whether they're on field or not, which you'll find out later this installment. And just to reiterate, it is 6:30 tonight, the game week 9 deadline, which is right now 58 minutes until we both procrastinate, to say the least. But something else that starts with P. It's probably one being the more anticipated starts to a mini league so far this campaign, it being our own podcast league. And this is how we look at the minute. So Rev's not here. Let's go straight to you, Reidy. Justice is being served because you are the one that did the hard part, and that is turn up for today's pod.
Oh, cheers, mate. Very kind of you. Last week's points. I don't know, 69. It was okay, I guess. I mean, Dubravka, I started him. That was a good decision. Double Arsenal clean sheet, positive there. And then the same old story of this season. Midfielders letting us down, not returning and things like that. And then, obviously the man himself, Mr. Erling Haaland, just banging in goals left, right and centre. He can't stop scoring, can he? So he delivered. He was captain. And he got the 26 points, which was a big chunk of those points, might I add. So, City midfielders, just what can I say? A little bit underwhelming, to say the least, I guess. But that's how I went, mate. 69 points. I think it was a slight red arrow, was it? I think so. Yeah.
It looks to be, yeah.
Yeah. So still inside the top million, just hanging on by a thread, mate. But how did you get on? Or how did Marcello get on? Depend on which order you want to go.
Well, look, but considering we may as well include everyone, Rev super quickly, who ended on 65, and see what unique plays he had. Double Arsenal, similar to you. Donnarumma in goal, which worked well. And then Haaland. Okay, Dubravka on the bench, but I want to get your take on this. If you had that conundrum where you got the Manchester City keeper at home, and then you've got a budget keeper at home, which is a favourable fixture, but they're probably at times a greater chance to get more points, would you still feel the top place side goalkeeper?
I don't know. I think in FPL, always the thing about playing a really expensive goalkeeper or even getting an expensive goalkeeper just seems to be that like the base is always there, kind of that you're going to maybe get more clean sheets, but nothing more than that. And I think that, you look at keepers for those teams like Arsenal's, your Cities, your Liverpool's, etc. They don't tend to make many saves, have to make many saves because generally they have more possession. So I'm not personally a fan, of it. But I guess with Rev, he's kind of just thought maybe it's a set and forget. He's just got Donnarumma in. City have probably looked actually better defensively with him there. So yeah, don't hate it, but wouldn't necessarily go there myself. How do you feel about it?
I'm with you in the fact that, I don't hate it. I mean, I just think even regardless, and you're paying for that much for a goalkeeper where those funds could go elsewhere, you kind of, what's the right word? Where it's compulsory to play that keeper each week, I believe, or else why'd you go there in the first place?
Well, that's it, isn't it? I think if you're going to go there, surely you've got to get someone as a backup who's kind of like just really cheap. Because if you're spending like 5 on a goalkeeper, and then I don't know, you're spending 4 or 5 on the other one. I mean, that's a lot of money on goalkeepers. So yeah, surely if you're picking someone like that, they've got to start every week.
Great points. Marcello up next, 79. He actually did quite well. Double Arsenal. Collins with his big 9-pointer away at West Ham. That was a fantastic pick from him. Kukureya, who did well, he got his clean sheet. He did well on the away clean sheets front. Bruno Fernandes, who got an assist away at Anfield. That was a really good pick. 16 points on the bench. You had Dubravka, but similar conundrum to Rev, to be fair, when it comes to the goalkeepers, but still a very, very good game week. Some excellent picks in there too.
Yeah, I mean, defensively, and this is Marcello's bag, right? Def cons and defenders, and he's so high on it this season. And that's where he's done really, really well. I mean, the Collins 9-pointer played West Ham. Obviously, I think it was 2-0. Brentford came out on top on that one, and Collins kept his clean sheet and got a bonus. So great. Obviously, Fernandes managing to get that assist. Unfortunately, Harry Maguire's winner against ourselves. And yeah, right near the end of the game. Otherwise, he'd have kind of blanked in that one. And Gabriel is solid as ever, but I know we've all got him. The Cucurella one's interesting because some people have been very much on the fence about him this year. I mean, he come out as, was it 6 million he started at? Yeah, 6 million. And he's actually done okay. He's actually done pretty okay, hasn't he? So I think that one's a good pick for Marcello. It's certainly worked, mate. But yeah, 79 points, solid week for him.
Yeah, no, he has done well. But unfortunately for him, there's someone that just went maybe 2 points better, and that was myself, 81. I won't lie, I have been incredibly fortunate the last few weeks. We've got some big hauls down back for once. Dubravka, Munoz with 2 assists in what was a proper Barclays match against Bournemouth. The Mukalele 17-pointer, I can't believe it. And then Voltemade up front. It was just, I don't know, look. And Dyche on the bench, he got some DEFCON, but yeah, can't really complain again. Another outstanding week. Yeah,
brilliant, mate. I mean, Mukalele doing the bits for you there. I mean, that's absolutely shot you up there in terms of points. And Voltemade has been pretty consistent in getting his 1 goal per week, and this week obviously got some bonus from that. So yeah, mate, you've got your defender, a Sunderland defender to thank for that, and it's something you probably weren't expecting and more so hoping for. So yeah, well done for putting him in there.
Yeah, so that's our pod league. Reidy, I think another great point we've got to talk about at the moment is Liverpool, your side, because they were a big topic of discussion pre-season. I think their relevance has somewhat faded away, especially with one of the more expensive assets who was also benched in the Champions League. We'll go over results shortly, but what is your honest take right now as a Red and how we see them as FPL options?
Still, it's not changed as such. I think the jury's still out. We've seen us obviously in the Champions League midweek look much better, much more, sort of fruitful from from this high XG that we've been creating, even in the Premier League, even though we've been losing games and so on. The goals were shared. Wirtz got an assist. Gakpo still looked, pretty decent as he has most of the season. So I think, as I say, it's still more to come from us. And I think, maybe people now at this moment in time won't be picking Liverpool players in FPL, but I think soon enough, probably come game week 12 onwards, they are going to be an option in it. And I just don't think you can ignore our players. I think it is inevitable. So, yeah, I am hopeful we continue this form on the back of this Champions League win. As for Isak, though, I don't know what Rev's going to be doing about that situation, because I know he's got him. But Ekitike just looks great. Absolutely great. So, yeah, mate, more to come from the Redmen. And, we've got to carry on that momentum against Brentford away at the GTEC, which, as you know, is a bit of a tough place to kind of go. So we've got that to come up on Saturday night.
Yeah, in fairness, Brentford have done quite well to kickstart the season. 7 of a possible 12 points, and I may as well, that was one of my points to a certain player on the captaincy corner, and they've had to play both Manchester clubs, Chelsea and Aston Villa, and they've come away with a couple of victories. So they've done relatively well, keeping their stead. There was huge talks about them after their dismal Game Week 1 performance against Forest, but they seem to have found a space of our own recently, the Bees, which is content to just be enough to sort of avoid the drop at the minute, but also we're probably not perceiving them as a top half side at the minute.
Yeah, I think it's been difficult because there's a couple of games I think probably more so at the beginning of the season, I guess, where they started off with a defeat of Forest. I think they got beat by Forest, and then it was like they managed to win and beat Villa. Then, though, they got beat by Sunderland, which took everyone by surprise, which was like game week 3. So it was a bit hit and miss sort of thing at the beginning of the season. But then they've pulled off results against the likes of Chelsea. They got a draw there. They beat Man United, which some people might say, well, they should be beating Man United, but just look at Liverpool last week. So they beat United. And then I think they only got beat by City by a goal. And even then in that game, they were fairly unlucky. So, yeah, I mean, they've been solid. And I think definitely pre-season, considering that Thomas Frank left, people were really worried, thinking Brentford are going to look pretty sort of bad or, a bit lost, maybe not the same sort of team. But fair play to Keith Andrews. He's kept them going. He's got them playing a certain way, his way, and they're buying into it. So they're doing okay, mate, aren't they? They're doing just fine.
Yeah, no, they'll be buzzing after that Monday night victory, no pun intended. Straight to the Republic League, where it's green arrows galore at the moment for certain managers, hitting their late 90s, not quite in age, but certainly they're scoring the game, especially James. 98 last game week, phenomenal stuff. Couple of getting there back at that point of the 80s.
These with chips or without Chaza? These are crazy scores. Like, these aren't with chips, are they? Oh, right.
Yeah,
I'm just so intrigued because
he only got 8 points in the bench boost.
Yeah, he's got 90. Yeah, Mateta. Right, there we go. Mateta, Saka. I mean, what's FPL coming to now when basically a midfielder isn't scoring, isn't assisting, but is getting, I think he hit DEFCON and got bonus, and he got the clean sheet, so he ended up with 7 points. It's mental. But yeah, the Mateta one, hat-trick, 17-pointer. Boom. And Baltimore, yeah, great pick. What about the who's in second? It's probably, I'm going to say these teams probably very similar, aren't they? But I could be wrong. Ziyech FC.
Yeah, we'll just have a brief look at his. He was on the bench boost too, took a hit. A lot better on the boost. That's 22 points.
That's decent, more than decent, in fact. Yeah, you'll take that all day. Only one Arsenal defender as well, but yeah, another Saka owner. And bench boost really has kind of got him right up there. Fair play. Fair play to these guys. Absolutely killing it there. Absolutely killing it.
Now, I think it's best for us to go over European results because it's such a unprecedented campaign where there's so many clubs playing when there's European match days during the week. And with that, there's more Sunday matches, as the fixtures will reveal to us later. So we'll go over the such results in terms of how it all transpired. And it did begin on Tuesday night with Arsenal having defeated Atletico 4-0, all goals coming after half-time. Newcastle with a 3-0 win over Jose Mourinho's Benfica. City got their 2-0 away win at Villarreal. Two Premier League sides managed 5-1 wins of their own. Chelsea and Liverpool, respectively, over Ajax and Frankfurt. Tottenham managed a goalless draw for the first time in 125 matches, which I believe is mind-blowing. Villa lost against the Eagles, who are known as go-ahead, and they certainly went ahead. Well, no, actually, they went behind, then they went ahead. Forest won 2-0 over Porto in what was their first shutout since April. Dyche ball making a return, and Palace with a 1-0 loss over Larnaca, which I think is the first Cyprus side to beat an English team in such a competition. Miriam, as always, thank you for tuning in. Number one fan. Carl Julius, thank you for your company as well. It's a matter of time in terms of whether we can solve people's conundrums, but if anyone has any, fire them away in the comments. Reidy, are you excited that... Actually, let's talk about Forest for a moment. But A, Dyche is back. And B, what do you make of Ange Postecoglou getting sacked after 18 minutes past full time?
Are we surprised? I mean, look at the Forest owner, his track record. Look at what he's done with previous clubs, previous managers even. At Olympiacos, he's been renowned. He's been known for this sort of thing. So I wasn't surprised. Heard a story actually recently from a former Premier League manager. He managed many teams and basically said when he was managing a Greek side, they beat Olympiacos 2-1. And his manager for his team at the time come on the pitch at the end of the game and basically said he'd been sacked before the press conference, the manager of Olympiacos at the time. So, yeah, he's ruthless. I mean... When that happened and he got appointed, it was just like everyone knew it. Whoever made it, surely he made that decision. But like, some decisions in football are so strange. You can't put your finger on why. Unfortunately for Ange, it wasn't to be. He didn't get that second season. I always win everything sort of thing. It wasn't going to last, was it, mate? And Sean Dyche is in there, isn't he? First win for him in Europe as well. Big win that against a team as such as Porto, who have been in Champions League, Europa. They've won their own league and stuff like that. So decent side, and he's got a win. Yeah, a Forest back, mate. A Forest back. Was it too soon to say?
It's funny how you mention this. I'm glad you did. How Forest, who are renowned to be very defensive, that's what they're really good at. And they take an attacking-minded manager in Postecoglou. It was just, I believe them. It's a shame as an Australian manager from back home, but it just never worked out for him. But now they're bringing in Dyche, who's a defensive-minded manager, which helps. So I believe it would work. And if I get this good amount of results, I think I stay up. I could already see certain sides that I just don't see a way back in them surviving this season, and one of them included Wolves already. It doesn't look obvious, but they're just not playing the way they really should at the minute. But what's so beautiful about this weekend is that it gives opportunity for all 20 clubs to try and get some points on the board. And we've got the fixtures coming right in front of us. Actually, that's next week.
Yeah. All right, mate. Steady on.
Yeah.
Chaza.
But it's nice to know that we don't have a Friday deadline. Is there a certain fixture that is standing out to you? Or is it the Afro stance where United need to win 3 more games until that guy has his hair cut off?
I don't know. I mean, like it's obviously, as you've just gone through all the games in Europe and how they turned out. Apologies, just getting phone calls mid as you do.
Was that for Marcello asking what moves you're making?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. This is the thing, as I say, it's a weird setup for this sort of Saturday. We've got tonight's obviously game with Leeds and West Ham, which is massive for both teams. But yeah, like 2-3 o'clock kickoffs, a 5:30, then an 8, and then Sunday's just like stacked. Yeah, but for me, I don't know. Amarin can probably keep the momentum going, but I wouldn't be surprised if Brighton go and turn them over. No. Chelsea at home. If I had to pick a game this week that I think is the most interesting, and I feel bad because I feel like I'm going to take this away from you, Chaza, but it is Arsenal Palace. It is
I'm
Arsenal
not surprised. Yeah, it does look good.
Now, this is even bigger because whether you're aware of this, but Gabriel might not be featuring this weekend. Now, Arteta's obviously said in his presser, we've got to, assess it, etc. It could be just all nonsense. However, Saka and Gabriel were not seen in training today. So, the game's not till Sunday, so they've still got an extra day of rest or even training, and so on individually. But that puts the spanner in the works, and that Palace obviously have been really good. Surprise, shock defeat in the Europa League at home as well, or Europa Conference, I should say. But still, Palace, been consistent, very good this season, and they're not probably sort of sitting with as many sort of high profile or their best players being out, maybe. So that game for me is really interesting. 2:00, Arsenal are top of the league. Can't afford to really drop some points because they've got that momentum, especially Champions League. Absolutely thumped Atletico Madrid 4-0, which is massive. So they're really up there at the minute, Arsenal. So if Gabriel and Saka are out, that could be big.
I love that shout. No, that's a really good pick in terms of a game to choose.
It is. It's such a good game, isn't it? For the neutral, it
is. Yeah, I think what's so intriguing is that I think it's 4 of the bottom 5 sides this weekend are playing each other, but that's not the pick I'm going to go for. I'm going to go for Chelsea versus Sunderland because I think with Sunderland, it's probably the best points record from a promoted side at this stage of the season for a good amount of years. They're up against a Blues side who won 5-1. They look pretty good at the minute. And there's Chelsea are a heavily relevant side for our FPL teams at the minute, especially with Caicedo, but got benched last week. João Pedro's on a very cold rut. Their defenders are returning for fun at the minute and up against a team who are making the most of our home ground advantage. And it's a choice for us managers. This is a good game as an indicator. Can we rely on fielding Sunderland budget picks on a consistent basis on field? So I think this is a good game in terms of a measuring stick. So it just intrigues me a lot, this.
You're saying this because basically Mukalele absolutely smashed it for you.
Absolutely,
last week, yeah. And I don't know. What it all depends on really is... No, when I say I don't know is what it depends on. Obviously, first and foremost, we look at fixtures and we go, okay, all right, who has what fixture? How many, we've got we've got 5 defenders that we can pick in the game. But realistically, depending on your formation, it's either going to be 3 at the back or probably 4 at the back most of the time. So does that allow you to be able to play them as much as what you're kind of getting at is the thing? Because let's be honest, as good as Sunderland be, there are going to be games where they're just going to look average, bang average, and so on, and teams are just going to be able to just beat them and things like that. What I would say is that if you're looking for an answer from me in terms of will they keep it clean against Chelsea, I'd probably say the odds of Chelsea scoring is very high, so I'd say no. But in other game weeks and against other teams, there will be reason for you to be able to start them and play them and so on. So, yeah, for the season, I'd say it's small chance, but there are definitely going to be games there where you can kind of play them. Don't forget, though, Chaza, we're only 8 game weeks in. We've seen a very good sort of small vacuum of Sunderland at the minute, which is like really positive. They are good, attacking returns, etc. That could dwindle, with them being a promoted side and so on. So, yeah, mate, I'd say you've got to, as we know, you've got to have luck in this game, and you got that last week. You're not going to get that every other week, unfortunately, bud. But that all said, I've got a feeling you're going to play him this week. I've got a feeling.
I have seriously thought about it because even when he doesn't return, he comes up with a couple of DEFCON points, and it's so good how you said this earlier on this episode that DEFCON to an extent just throws people off because it's those couple of extra points where you just want to win those little battles, and then they just show up with 12 DEFCON, and you're thinking, yeah, maybe I should have played him against a tough team. So maybe you're more prone to maybe playing him against tougher opposition. I don't know, but that's just kind of how I've read the last 8 weeks. And can I be honest, the first month of this season, I couldn't care less about DEFCON. And now I've just come to realisation, actually, that it's a bit important at the minute.
Yeah. I mean, we're sat here, me and you just going, all right, Marcello, I know you've got the spreadsheets. All right, Rev, I know you're going on and on, Rev, telling us your life story. But actually, mate, we should have been paying more attention. That's what we should be doing. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but it's whether you kind of value those extra 2 points that they get for DEFCON over the kind of period of the season. You're going to think they are going to be huge for me in the game, whether it be rank, mini league, etc. But like I say, depends on the other defenders. You've got in your squad. Whether you can fit that Sunderland player in, whether you can fit that Rodon in, whether you can fit that Esteve in, or whatever it is. You want to play some of these promoted sides defenders. So yeah, mate. All I'll say is, good luck, whatever you decide to do.
Oh, I know. I brought in 2 players who you've already mentioned that haven't been spotted at training. If you want a bit of a blip.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh no!
I know already. Transfer traffic, and 2 of them are heavily featured in the transfers in. We've also got the transfers out on their right-hand side, as per usual. The question.
You went early then. You went early.
When I mean early, I only meant 2 hours ago, even after he got named as a doubt.
Oh, no. Okay. Transfer. Yeah, go on.
I just chucked him in. I may as well say it now. 1, because I look at more than just this week. Number 2, I think my defence needed a bit of improvement in terms of who was on field this week. And for midfielders that are there who aren't delivering. Number 3, I just reckon Arteta's playing mind games. Like when he says there's doubt, he's playing. When he says he's hopeful, he's not. He's not in.
Yeah, the Saka one's weird because is that because of something's happened in an Atletico game and he's picked up a knock or something? That's a strange one that he's not trained. I'll be honest, but yeah, who knows what's going to happen? How many free transfers did you have? 4?
I had 2, so now I've got none.
Oh! I thought you had. Wait, I thought like in game week 6 you had 3. Oh no!
Yeah, I had 3 or 4. Used them all.
3. Yeah, and then you had 1 in 7. You used that, and then you had 1 in 8. You didn't use any, so you had 2. Okay, so you used them both. Jesus. Yeah, and you got Gabriel and Saka, right? Okay. It couldn't have gone any worse in terms of like, this is the thing. When I did it the other week, I was like, I am not making a transfer this week until I see the press conferences and I know more. Because I did mine on an international break where I brought in Gabriel, which it turned out fine for game week 8. He got 12 points. But then I brought in Enzo, who was then out and not in the squad. And I did that for a -4. So like, as much as you want to do it and as horrible as price rises can be, as we know, Semenyo's gone up like 1.1. He's gone up.
It's nuts, isn't it?
8 game weeks is bonkers, absolutely bonkers. So I get it. Sometimes there's a player that goes up and you're like, I need to get him. I'm going to end up paying more and blah, blah, blah. I want to gain some value in the squad, etc. Like, you just go and get them. I get that. But like, other than that, early transfers are just a nightmare because you end up with like, just egg on your face, or you end up feeling stupid, or you're like, information is key. It really is like the holy grail, mate. But yeah, you'll be so unlucky if both are out. I mean, that will be mega unlucky if both of them are actually out. So Yeah, mate, they are the flavour of the week, I guess. Voltamana, Gabriel, Haaland. People still bringing in Haaland. Crazy. Saka and Mateta, because guess what? Mateta loves scoring hat-tricks. Yeah, so that makes sense. In terms of the traffic that's coming in, 100% see that. Selling, Mo Salah still on the decline. He's had a price drop. João Pedro, would you be selling João Pedro?
Oh, this is such a good discussion, and it's probably our next discussion point. Unless you want to bring any other discussion point that you were thinking heading into today's episode, feel free.
I mean, no. João Pedro, I think it's a good talking point. What do you think of it, João Pedro?
So I just believe that there's bigger holes and areas to address at the minute, especially for players who they carry a lump sum of money in your side and they're just not delivering. You know that money could be distributed to other areas, such as the defence at the minute, that seem to be performing a lot more consistent this season in comparison to previous seasons. So I just, with how precious transfers are, unless it's a luxury move, then you hold on to him for now. Like, it's a bit daft, especially with such a brilliant fixture run ahead. Chelsea have 3 promoted sides in the next 6 game weeks. And it goes like that.
Yeah, I know. If it's Gokera, people are going to go, I'll move him out. I'll go Voltamada. He's cheaper. Newcastle's fixtures are pretty decent. And I get some money in the bank and so on. But selling João Pedro, with Chelsea's fixtures coming up, it just kind of a strange one. Don't get that one and don't think it's a wise move personally, as much as João Pedro hasn't returned in the last how many games, Chaza?
4.
Bingo. The last 4. So last time he returned was against Fulham at home in game week 3. No, my bad. I'm jumping the gun a bit there. Game week 4, I should say, away against Brentford. Fulham was the week before, obviously. But yeah, he got an assist in that game against Brentford away. So no return for JP in 4 game weeks. I mean, he has had Man United away, Brighton at home, Liverpool at home, and Forest away. So probably not the easiest fixtures, maybe, for Chelsea. But I think they're about to get much easier than that. That's for sure.
Yeah. About City. First of all, he may be a top transfer in, but what he's also been transferred in is his own YouTube channel. Erling Haaland. His first episode has dropped, so for guys who haven't checked it out yet, please do, because he loves cooking steak when it's belting down with rain outside. And number 2, if Gianni Reinders was trying to, according to his tweet after the Wolves game, thinking it would be like a box office series of episodes, we're still waiting for episode 2 to drop because nothing's happened since episode 1.
Yeah. Did you call him Gianni Reinders or?
Well, is it Gianni Reinders or Gianni, or how do you call it?
It's a T. It's a T,
oh,
mate.
It's Gianni, yeah. See,
Gianni,
I thought it was a silent T, but deadly.
Yeah, no. He's Dutch. He's not Italian, but I can understand that mistake. But it's fine. Yeah, to Gianni Reinders. I mean, we were talking about JP not returning, weren't we, in the last 4 game weeks? I mean, he's had 2 returns over the 8 game weeks, hasn't he? Arsenal, probably a surprise one for people. I benched him in that game week when he returned. Outside of that, you're pretty much talking about what would it be? It's a 7 game week window whereby he's blanked 6 out of that 7, which is mental, really. You're thinking for a midfielder, you'd be thinking, oh, why have we still got him? But the fact that he's a City mid, he's so cheap, so many people are like, well, why would I get rid of him? However, maybe this is the time, because clearly he's 3rd on the list of transfers out. So that tells us a lot more than what we know. Yeah, mate. who would you realistically, here's a question for you, who would you transfer in for Tajani Riders if you were doing that move?
Be so honest with you. How thin are our midfield options this season? Because outside Semenyo and Saka, I think to an extent it can be a minefield, or players that just kind of get points on a fluky basis, and it's still hard to redeem if they are a reliable pick as of yet. We thought Reinders would be it, but he's seriously not proven it. Is it Caicedo? Is it Declan Rice? Do we need to rely on scrappy DEFCON points based on merit? I want to get rid of him, but I haven't, because I don't know what the best alternative is at the minute.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It is a tough one, especially at the price point, I think. And, I think if you have Semenyo, if you have maybe an Ndai, a Saar for Palace, there aren't many out there, there aren't many choices or options. I think that Enzo, if you've got the cash, obviously, but then it's one of them. Can you get to him if you haven't got the money and so on? So it is really tricky, mate. It is tricky. But what I would say is that if you haven't got a wild card, City's fixtures in 13 turn absolutely they're absolute mustard. Yeah. So is he just a hold and you bench him some weeks? You could do that. We've got this game week, we've got 10, 11, then it's an international. And then, kind of near that time, after that time, it kind of gets better for City. So can you use a transfer now to get rid of him? Or are you going to are you going to benefit from it? Or are you going to just wildcard at some point soon? And in that case, then you can kind of get him back. So you can sell him now, and then you wildcard in 12 or 13, and then you can get him back for when that fixture run starts again. So it all just depends. It's that team dependent thing, isn't it? But he's not been as good as what maybe we hope for the price, right? I just want to do. Yeah, go on.
City are playing a Villa side who had their first loss in about 6 matches on Thursday night. But before that, if City met Villa in their first month and they weren't scoring a goal, I would, without hesitation, put them on field. But because of Reinders' form, and Villa sometimes at home, they're plucky with their chances, but they're very efficient. And it kind of puts me off in terms of how much a City away at Villa Park going to benefit from a game such as that. So if anyone wants more of a teaser to my team, and I've already mentioned my moves, who I'm bringing in, and it's 2 people who just haven't been spotted, probably gone missing. Reinders is on the bench at the minute.
Yeah, there we go. That does bring me to something in terms of what I was saying, that not someone that you would, or everyone would be able to get in one move. But if you just click on the top transfers this game week to see the top transfers in, sorry, Chaza. Yeah, if you go on top transfers in, just on the top, so where you were basically, not Voltamada, what are you playing? That's it. That's just along there somewhere. It should let you in. There you go, my son. Right, click on that. Where is he? He's actually not as high. Keep going. Keep scrolling. He's actually below Timber, in fact. So Enzo is not in the top 10 transfers in this game week, yeah? He played 45 midweek. He got brought off because basically Chelsea were cruising. They were fine. They've got good fixtures, Chelsea, obviously. Now, go off this. So he's not in the top 10. He's probably, if he's got, is he? Yeah, he's in top 20. Is he in top 20? Yeah, he's in top 20. But he's not in top 10. So now go to the top transfers out.
I love it. This is sick.
Look at how high. Well, he's higher, basically. He is 6th, 7th, 8th in terms of transferred out. So it's actually mental that, the whole agenda on the Enzo stuff, because Palmer's not there. Enzo probably should or is on pens. He's 6'7", so he's there or thereabouts in terms of your Ndiaye, your Grealish, you affordable, I guess, midfielders. So I just find that bonkers how like he's not quite up there the transfers in, but he is up there with the transfers out. So yeah, I find that one an interesting one. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, that could be it in terms of discussion points. Before we go to our sides, Reidy, was there anything you would like to bring up that may have been of interest to you through the course of a week?
I don't think so. No, I think obviously a lot of European football. It looks like there's been a couple of injuries, or maybe a few injuries. Obviously, they've not come out unscathed, and you could be the unfortunate casualty to that. But we'll obviously see because we don't know for certain. So, no, nothing much more to discuss, mate, on that.
Yeah. Well, it just makes this agenda so smooth sailing for this instalment, and we'll go straight to our sides. We've got less than 20 minutes to go until the almighty Game Week 9 deadline. So I haven't got Rev's team, I haven't got Marcello's team, so we'll probably go straight to you, Reidy, if you're ready and you're willing and you're prepared.
I'm ready, I'm willing, and yeah, as they would say, I'm all yours, mate. So yeah, that's my team for this week. I'll give it a little bit of a zoom in there just so we can see.
Zoom.
Yeah, I mean Vicario and Net. I am in two minds. However, I think the fact that I've got Strand Larson against Burnley at home, Wolves need to get this win. It's massive for them, really, I'd say. I've gone for Dubravka on the bench and I've gone for Vicario in net, albeit he's away to Everton, which I think it is a tough fixture, I won't lie. Then at the back, Saliba to Arsenal with Gabriel. Obviously, he's yellow flagged, so muscle injury, 75% chance. Mosquera's sat there chilling, waiting to just come in, slot in. And then, yes, Senesi for me. I'll be honest, though, I think that Bournemouth probably didn't want Forest to win midweek because I think that's it now. They're going to want to build some momentum. Dyche will be happy with what he saw. Hudson-Odoi's back in and Igor Jesus starting and stuff and even Douglas Luiz. So I don't think that will be a clean sheet for Bournemouth. I will say this now. I don't think they'll keep it clean, but hopefully I'm wrong. Then it's Kudus, Foden, Enzo, Semenyo as the midfield. And yeah, the front three picks itself. And as we've just said, to that man Tajani, not been returning, not been delivering, and he goes first on the bench, mate. I think if Gabriel is out, then I'll get Maxence probably because
that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay, but it's a weird one because did Frank actually say that Romero was out for the weekend? He did. Oh, really? Wow.
Well, I'll have a look. But yeah, did sound like it.
All set to miss out. QT, I just saw running on the grass with some of the performance guys. So positive and progressing. No time frame, but I don't expect it to be a longer one. Okay. All right. So it probably looks like Romero's out. I'm going to leave him second bench anyway. And then, as I say, I'll get Maxence if Gabriel is not fit and so on. But yeah, that's my team for this week. Haaland captain. And we're ready.
Ready. No, that's sick. Awesome.
No transfers. Sorry, I forgot to say, no transfers. Rolling this week.
You're rolling. No, I like it. We've gone quite different when it comes to our transfer approach this week. So I'll be intrigued to see who comes out on top after Game Week 9. But as we know, that mini league titles aren't won during Halloween season. But 3 attacking City assets, 1 on the bench, I hear. A double Arsenal defence, I rate it. How are we looking? Well, changing formation. After the ukulele chatting up, he's second on the bench. We've still got someone from Leicester City still in the squad. it's just gone. I've seen in many weeks now. I probably will wait to wild card until I do bench boost, but it's a strong enough squad that third bench players kind of made it redundant somewhat. And I mean, yes, I'm missing potential early opportunities to bench boost, but is it the end of the world where it might be worth a big structural change on the transfer front? Probably not in general. So, and Reinders has gone to a bench. It's only because it's the Leeds home game. Look, I was about to go for my run today, and I did. And I was just thinking, Reinders on the bench, Rodon on field, bring Gabby in. And it's more of a Rodon inclusion coming in because his home games have been pleasing this season, where he's returned in 3 of the 4, and in the other game he hit the bargain Spurs. And if Gabby doesn't play, Reinders comes on. So I think it's good enough for another week.
Yeah. I think it's solid enough, and it's a shame. Obviously, you've used the 2 frees. If those 2 miss out, tricky one. That I had to say too many numbers in one go. So yeah, it's a shame if they miss out and you've used those transfers. Then yeah, obviously would have been ideal to roll them. Who did you take out again for those 2?
Took out Salah and Van de Ven.
Right. Okay. Salah and Van de Ven. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, we'll see how it goes. And I think, as you said, Reinders will come in if Gabriel doesn't kind of feature. When are you thinking of wildcarding, roughly?
Can I be honest? I was looking through some vision of last season where when someone asked you, oh yeah, what's to go if you got to play 10 on field? And then you said in response, I think it was to Rev, I got no plan. So if I'm being honest with bench boost, I got no plan at all.
Oh, with what? With bench boost or wildcard?
With bench boost. Wildcard, probably after this current phase of sticking with the players I have, to be fair. If I get up to 3 free transfers, I'll probably go for the wild card. And then we've also got 5 as AFCON begins. So that makes it a bit tricky too.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you're in too bad of a place at the minute still. I think you'll be fine.
I think getting Haaland in a month ago proved a bit of a game changer, and there has been good momentum within the squad. And just players on certain days just popping up when unexpected. Voltamar's been a great pick since having come in. And Dyche's getting his goal and scoring when he has to. Munoz, like a goal and 2 assists in the last 2 weeks. Senesti gets on DEFCON when he has to. A really good keeper decision last week. Pedro's frustrating, but is it the end of the world at the minute? Probably not. We just have to pile on more transfers. I'm missing those super short turnarounds, which we'll get in early December, where the deadlines are so short that you don't even think about moves. So you evolve them before you even know it. You've got 3 to 4 transfers to use up.
Yeah, that's right. I've got a question for you. So I'm going to make 2 free transfers next week.
Okay.
However, so the transfers would have been Eze and Mateta.
Okay.
Next week. Is it worth holding off a week on Mateta and bringing in so holding off on Mateta for an extra week it would be, I think, and then basically I'd bring in Chalobah this week to be able to bench boost.
Chalobah this week to bench boost. That's not a bad idea.
For Romero, but the only thing is, so the bench would be the Bravka, who has Wolves, but I have Strand, Lawson, Reinders, Chalobah, obviously Sunderland at home, and then Maxence, who has Arsenal away. So they're all, I think they're all away apart from Chalobah.
Okay, and so that's a bench boost option for this week. And the other plan is, what did you say? It was bring Mateta in next week.
So next week it'd be 2 frees, and I'd just bring in Eze and Mateta, basically.
Well, I don't mind next week, but if you believe, gut feel wise, that a bench boost can get 15 points from those 4 players, then that's actually probably a win because it's so hard to predict. I mean, I missed out on 23, what was in game week 2. Off 3 players, that was too.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it. I mean, I think it could be an option, but I think realistically, I think Chalobah has a good fixture. Tajani could blank. Maxence could blank. It's away against Arsenal, toughish fixture. Maybe he'll get DEFCON, which is fine. And then Dubravka plays Wolves away, and I've got Strand Larson, who I kind of want points from. So, yeah, I think I will still roll, to be honest. I'm just going to roll, man. Just going to roll.
You're going to roll. I'm going to roll something into the agenda piece, and that is another edition of the Captain's Corner. Now, I know we went discussion only last week, so I apologise to the people that love this segment more than ever and skip it on our timestamp. So it's back. We've got a couple of points on each player, and we've got to ram it through because it's 10 minutes to go until the deadline. I wonder if such stats could influence a very spicy last-minute decision. We'll start off with Erling Haaland, the meat of choice from a certain butcher shop. He's produced at least 8 points in his 7 league matches this season, and he has scored in 12 successive matches for both club and country, expecting to be the runaway favourite for the armband. But if you want to go different, if you want a bit of variety, which is the spice of life, the next on the list, he's been out of form and probably an Egyptian soul having torn apart as of recently. Marcello away at Brentford. He holds a decent record against the Bees, however. 6 goals and 1 assist in his 7 league appearances against Keith Andrews' side. The Bees, they've had a tough start to home matches, 7 of a possible 12 collected, as per mentioned earlier. However, what's good and bad is Salah's rested up. It was a sub on Wednesday in their Champions League away fixture at Frankfurt, but didn't come on until the 74th minute, and even after all, Liverpool scored 5 goals. Speaking of a side that scored 5 goals, in last season's corresponding result, Bournemouth 5, Nottingham Forest 0 at the Vitality, which has brought to our attention of the next pick. It been Antoine Semenyo. He has amassed 42 points in his last 4 outings at home. Forest, similar to Brighton, have found a way to concede in all 8 of their league matches this season. However, you've got to take into account new manager bounce. Dyche Ball is back, and even Sam Allardyce is giving a big kudos to Skinny Jeans, Flare Jeans. Bukayo Saka at home to Crystal Palace. He's the most transferred in midfielder with 420,000 transfers in, and he's scored in both of his home starts already this campaign. Palace have conceded 14 big chances in the last 4 game weeks, which is only 1 off the bottom place side in such stat. In addition, Arsenal's number 7 has returned 2 goals and 2 assists in his last 2 home league starts against Sunday's opponents. And the final one, most transferred in, now already rising to 876,000 transfers in this weekend. Nick Voltemade, he has scored in 4 of his 5 league appearances, scored in all of his home matches, and faces a Fulham side who've only managed just 1 shutout this season. That is all. 7 minutes to go. And you know what? I love this episode because it's been like a bit of a lounge chat where Reidy and I, we've just kicked back. We've found a way to talk about the important discussion points when we've had to. One's done in a hoodie. I lost some options, but I had to front up with a shirt of some sorts. Reidy, it's been a pleasure, hasn't it?
Oh, it's been good, mate. Listen, deadline's approaching. Anyone that's obviously tuning in, deadline is in. I wouldn't say 7 minutes because that will be half past. So let's go with 6. Not long till deadline. If you're going to make any moves, we don't usually, it's not very often we do a deadline stream, is it, Chaza? The one thing I want to say while we've got a couple of minutes is, how's the birthday week been, mate?
I'm glad I appreciate you mentioning it, and thank you for not just your wishes, but everyone within the group and those who've commented on whatever social platform. It has been really good, thank you. It felt as a landmark day. It was very chaotic nonetheless, especially having to cater to post 4 Instagram stories in the space of 12 hours, having to cater for 2 different time zones because it's the first time having celebrated in this country. So I found it intriguing. I got described by a canteen staff member that I looked flustered by 2 o'clock, which is fair enough because there was just one thing after another, and I wanted to make sure that everything was going the way it should. But once I did a run to the cake shop and got one for the office team, it all went well after that. So, no, it was good. It's great to see all the love both far and wide. I think that's quite important. And I think you sort of get to a point in an age in 25 where 9 years ago you'd actually really care who would wish you a happy birthday and a great day. But for me, if I'm being honest, I don't care. Like, life goes on anyways. We all get older. And for those that do wish me a happy birthday, thank you very much. I really appreciate it, which I took a good while to get back to the replies. But I wanted to put effort into people's replies. I don't get it why people just say, thanks, mate, when someone wishes them a happy birthday. It's one day a year.
Yeah.
And it's not that you have to milk the day, but it's a good opportunity to do so because it's one of a possible 365. So you either just let the days sail past or you own the day and celebrate that growth. You enjoy it as an individual because life can be tough sometimes.
Yeah, mate, yeah. And you just embrace it. Do you know what I mean? You just embrace it. So, that's the main thing, really. Just enjoy what you can as much as you can because, as you get older, the birthdays go faster and feel less interesting. So, in your 20s, mate, you've got to definitely enjoy it 100%. Yeah.
Which one was your favourite photo, by the way?
Oh, there's too many, mate. There's too many. Far too many. I can't say which was the favourite. It was difficult. I'll be honest. I loved all of them. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. So, yeah, they were great. There is a question in the chat. I've noticed whether Edvin's still here. I don't know, but he did put hi guys.
Yeah, West Ham.
Kudos to the youth of West Ham. I'm just thinking a deadline. That was all, Chaza. I know we were talking about your birthday and stuff, but kudos or the youth, Chaza.
Dyche looks good down back. That's a thing. You'd favour the attacking play if he's got the opportunity to accompany him. So I believe him.
Kudos.
Yeah.
Fair play.
What about you?
It depends. Is Dyche his third defender? His fourth defender?
Yeah, it's a bit hard to know, isn't it?
Yeah, and then how many mids? So Edvin, if you've got time before the deadline, chuck in your team, or even bench a Virgil. Oh my god! Oh, if you've got time, mate, just let us know what your full team is, as in squad sort of thing, and then we probably can quickly go through and pick it for you, or say what we'd kind of like recommend or do. But yeah, deadline is approaching, isn't it, mate? Fast.
Deadline is approaching. I think.
Are we locked? Are we like? I might change my captaincy to Enzo here. I might just do it last minute.
You go and do it because while you do that, I'm going to ask whoever's tuning in. You get the bonus while we wait the last 2 minutes to kill. Now, I made a collage, guys, about a month ago on photos of myself from every year in the last 25 years. And whoever's watching, please comment which year is your favourite photo. And you know what's funny? I know I made it if I cringed or been against it a couple of years back, but I just love every photo about this because you got to have to own the growth within yourself. I think, Reidy, you loved back in 2009, didn't you? You also said, mate, get a proper haircut. I just took a screenshot of 6 different photos. So, no, it's good. Like Miriam, Edvin, Colm, if you see this image at the moment, what do you reckon your favourite is out of a lot? 09 was good. 2012, I love the rosy cheeks for some reason. For some reason, the skin looks really good. I think a lot of people are saying that. Reidy, which one's your favourite?
I can't pick, mate. This is what I mean. There's too many good ones. There are too many good ones. I'd say, for me, I'd go 2025. Wow. 2025, I feel, is your best one, personally.
Yeah. No, thank you. No, it's funny because you have all these different squares and it only kind of adds up to 2023. So yeah, I got to have to find a way in between to sort others out. When I was doing this, I had it ready by later last month, but I had 2 of the years on, so I had to verify with my mum in terms of, are these all correct? And I said, yeah, make sure you switch up 04 and 05, and you've got it all down pat. So to whoever's listening, you've got the rare privilege in me listening going through how this process works. So last year I made a birthday video, and what I've done and what's good about it is I archive certain photos from each year. I knew the school photos from certain years, so that did half the job. And 2019 to 25 was already on the camera roll. So the hardest part was trying to figure out what was between 02 to 2005. So I had a figure, and yeah, it was all right. So there you go. The deadline's passed. So there we have it.
Yeah. The deadline's gone, mate. It's done and dusted, and we didn't help Edwin out because you wanted to talk about your
Oh,
man, it's fine though. I'm sure he's not that upset. I'll be honest.
Edwin, sorry about that.
There you go.
Glad you made your decision. That's what managers are there for.
Yeah, do you know what? Do you know what's funny? Like while you were talking about that, like not to sound disrespectful, but Edwin was waiting for his like dilemma and stuff and asking us for a bit of advice. I had someone who'd messaged me on Instagram saying, should I make a transfer, right? They had 4 free transfers, bear in mind, and Romero and Anderson were on their bench, but they had a starting 3, but one of them's Gabriel. So obviously, like, I've then only seen this message and been like, oh, yeah, transfer out Romero for Chalobah. Just one transfer. Oh, deadline is passed. Too late. So, yeah, I mean, we've been useless in that respect, mate. Absolutely useless. Okay. But yeah, Edwin, good luck, mate. It looks like you've made that decision on your own. As for this person who asked for me for help, if Gabriel's out, they're goosed. They're
goosed, aren't they? Yeah, sorry, guys. We didn't quite live up to our quota, so I apologise if I was a hypocrite of some sort. So just got caught up. I wanted to engage some of the listeners, and it was for a complete wrong area. But you know what?
I'll take the blame. I'll take the blame, Chaza. I asked you about your birthday, so I'll take full blame for that, mate. Don't worry.
Well, that only happens once a year. Dilemmas happen about 38 weeks of a year, so looks like we need him back after all. Oh, that was a cracking chat, though.
Oh yeah, thoroughly enjoyed, mate. Looks like we need Jack back. I love it. Calm. Could always, rely on you, mate, for a bit of the entertainment. Love that. But yeah, deadline is gone. Game week 9 is upon us, and best of luck, mate. I mean, I need to catch up to you and Marcello. You're getting away, and I'm kind of finding myself down there with Rev, and I don't want to be on Holy Island with Rev. I'll be honest. I don't want to be stuck on Holy Island with Rev. I just want to,
I was curious to know, where is Rev at the minute?
Exactly. He's on Holy Island. That's where he is. That's where he's gone, in Lindisfarne in Northumberland. And he says apparently he's stuck there. So, yeah, mate.
I don't mean to get caught up on puns already, but I love Edvin's surname FIFA. So I would like to ask him before we end the stream, if he's able to, what's your favourite FIFA soundtrack of all time? That's what I want to know. Are we on every deadline? We're not usually, but we tend to put the advertising out for each of the episodes about 24 hours out usually.
Yeah. So we do them sometimes, in all fairness, but maybe we should do more. Maybe it's a sign, mate.
Yeah, maybe that's it. We only do 24 hours because that's probably how long Rev and Marcello need to do their hair up.
Yeah, that's true. But the game has officially updating, or is updating, I should say, and will be available soon. So, Colm, some great couple of moves from you as well, mate. I think it was Romero and the Pigeon, which I'm going to guess is Richarlison. I don't know any other player who would be known as the Pigeon, but to Reece James and Mark Gui, I don't know how to say his name, Gui, whatever you call it, this game week. So 3-5-2 or 4-4-2 from next week onwards, mate. Reece James, we didn't talk about him, actually. He's done well lately, and he's actually gone up in price. So Reece James, I mean, he's still going to be a return of form from Reece James, who was a popular pick in seasons gone by, and obviously he's just been plagued by injuries. Are we going to see see him back to business, mate. We will see. Interesting.
Yeah, big Reece James run back 2021. You know, it's funny because 4 years ago we had that game week where Salah scored 24 points at Old Trafford. Was it Mason Mount who scored 24 at home to Norwich? Kai Havertz blanked even though Chelsea scored 7. Do you recall that?
Yes. Yeah. I remember.
Okay,
he blanked. Kai Havertz. Oh my god, I'm almost a forgotten man. I guess he's been injured for a while, hasn't he?
But you know what's funny about like weekend? I managed to conjure up a 117-point game week. I was ranked 40k in the world at the time. I had Phil Foden who scored I think 18 as well. Hwang Hee-chan who scored away at Wolves too. And then a couple of defenders who just knocked it out of nowhere. I think, this is unbelievable. What's going on here? And then Salah's captain.
You love just knocking one out, don't you, Chaza?
Speaking of knocking one out, I reckon.
Look at it. He's like, speaking of, right, it's time to go now. He's getting all twitchy now. No, but
yeah, time to go.
We'll end it on one last bit. If you had to pick a shock result this week, who would it be?
Shock result. We've got to think about this. Shock result. Well, I just want to get the bloody fixtures up. If it was a shock in terms of social media, it's Manchester United beating Brighton, so they've only got 2 wins to go. But I'm going to go Sunderland win at Stamford Bridge.
Sunderland win at Stamford? What?
Yeah, that would be a big shock. What about you?
Oh, I wasn't expecting that. I'm going to say... Oh, God. Do you know what? I'm so tempted to go for either Villa or Forest. I think either Villa might beat City or Forest might beat Bournemouth.
Yeah.
I think it's one of them two. I feel like the obvious one would be to be like, if Gabriel's out for you guys and Saka, I feel like Palace have got a really good opportunity there to get something from the game. But I feel like in terms of teams that you're like, oh, they'll win, like City or Bournemouth being at home, I think there could be a shock in one of them 2 games. So watch this space.
Watch this space. We're probably either back for Halloween special or for another deadline stream. One or the other. But nonetheless, we'll see you guys next week. Reidy, to you, more importantly, thank you very much for turning up. I loved the conversation this evening.
Same to you, my brother. It's been a good one. And we'll be back next week, guys. If you've liked what you've seen, obviously like Edwin, it's been great to have you in the stream, mate. Hit the like and subscribe. It'd be great. And keep it going. Best of luck.
Ciao, ciao.